our very, very special guest, who, like always, has been the utmost professional, right here, on time. Mr. Amitabh Bachchan, target of making India a water-secure nation. Sir, आप जानते होंगे, but मैं दर्शकों को बताना चाहूँगा जो हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं यहाँ पर and जो अभी इस broadcast को live देख रहे हैं, that India receives about 4,000 billion cubic meters of water, rainfall, every year. But we are not able to conserve or save less than 1/10. We are only able to get up to 300 billion BCMs of water. 300 BCMs of water is what we are able to save. आप बड़े से बड़ा डैम से लेकर गांव खेले में छोटे से छोटा अगर आप नहर देखें या फिर पॉन्ड देखें, रिजर्वायर देखें, जितना हम पानी बचा सकते हैं is only this much. And 89% of our water consumption is in rural India. अमित जी, कैसे हम कर सकते हैं कि एक तरफ हम देखते हैं बाढ़ की सिचुएशन है, दूसरी तरफ सूखा है, ड्राउट है, ये कॉज है, और ये सिर्फ हमारे घर में शेव करते वक्त नलका बंद करने से नहीं शुरू होता है. इट हैज टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट कॉज, जहां पर हम हमारी ट्रेडिशनल वाटर बॉडीज को वापस उसको पुनर्जीवित करना, जो वाटर पुरानी नदियां थी उनके रिवर फ्लोज को ऊपर करना, वहां से शुरुआत करनी पड़ेगी हमें. छोटी मुहिम नहीं है.
जैसे कि मैंने कहा कि जब इस तरह का कोई अभियान ये शुरू होता है, whenever we start something which is a campaign of this magnitude, taken interest by people like yourself, sir, and by the network, I think it spreads the message through the entire country. I believe and I hope that during the course of this campaign and during the course of the interviews and the discussions that we have, we will come to learn a lot more about the statistics and the needs that are required. अभी आपने बहुत सारे आंकड़े पढ़ दिए, ये मैंने अपने जीवन में पहली दफा सुना है. और इस तरह की चीजें जो हैं वो जब आम जनता को बताई जाएंगी, वो जब सुनेंगे तो कहीं ना कहीं उनके मन में ये डर भी पैदा होगा कि अगर ये स्थिति है हमारे देश की तो इसके लिए हमें कुछ करना चाहिए. एंड देयरफॉर आई जस्ट फील दैट everyone getting involved in something like this is of utmost importance.
So from the initiatives, योगी जी, मैं आपकी ओर रुख करूं इससे पहले मुझे बता रहे हैं कि सदगुरु जी हमारे साथ जुड़ रहे हैं. सदगुरु जी, thank you very much. 2 years ago you started the Rally for Rivers, and now you're now taking up the campaign called Kaveri Calling. Now Kaveri is a bone of contention for many decades now among states as to who will get the water, but nobody has ensured that the Kaveri has enough waters to provide for all the states. Why don't you talk us through this right at the first, because this is something which you've also just recently launched, and thank you for joining us here on Mission Pani.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, sir.
Rally for Rivers was essentially an awareness program to change the policy of how we relate and treat our rivers in the country. So this movement went through 16 states. The chief ministers of all the states across political spectrum participated in the movement, and then it went to the we presented this to the Prime Minister. Within 2.5 months, Niti Aayog, after having put it through the scientific and the economic tests, sent it out as official recommendation for all the 29 states. About 4 states are going proactive in implementing this policy. Rest are in various stages of debate and discussion. As a part of this, we also launched an on-ground action program in the Yavatmal region,
right,
which is unfortunately known as the suicide capital of this country.
Yeah.
For the Wagadi River, which is a 54-kilometer stretch, we are on ground implementing this.
Wow.
But now Kaveri Calling is a project which is in partnership with the farmers, with the government, and with the larger civil society. What this project is about is, say, right now, Kaveri has depleted over 40% in the last 50 years' time. In the last 50 years, we have removed 87% of the tree cover in the Kaveri Basin. Kaveri Basin accounts for approximately 83 to 85,000 square kilometers with about
Yes.
120 streams and rivers which feed Kaveri as tributaries. Now, the biggest misunderstanding that people have is that people think river is a source of water, a well is a source of water, or a lake or a pond is a source of water. These are not sources of water.
Absolutely.
These are destinations to which water has come. 96% of the water in this country is
Well, I
monsoon
heard
water.
this, Sadhguru from whom I heard this. ज्ञानवर्धन, जब भी मैं आपसे बात करता हूँ, लोगों से बात करता हूँ पानी पर, तो होता है, मिनिस्टर साहब ने मुझे बताया कि 4000 BCM पानी गिरता है, but we save less than 300 BCM of water. You just said 96% of our water comes from the skies above. How can we make Jal Raksha a Jan Andolan? I'm going to come back to that again and again. How is it that each individual person, is it possible for us to contribute to that? Or do we have to leave it to the powers that be? That is the government of the day. जो करेगा सरकार करेगी.
Let the idea of Jal Raksha not mean exploiting everything. There is other life. This land, this water, this world is not just for human beings, there is also other life. So water has to flow. If you ask me, the ideal way is if 50% of the river water if we use, other 50% must go into the ocean. But with the present population pressure, if that is not possible, at least 25 to 30% of the water must go into the ocean. Why is this so? There is an ecosystem around the subcontinent. We have 7,400 kilometers of coastline. If this river water does not go in substantial quantities into the ocean, because of the nature of our substrata, the marine water will start coming in to the land.
Wow.
Looking at the rock structure, it can come up to 100 to 130 kilometers inland. If this comes, which is already happening in Tamil Nadu, 50 to 60 kilometers already inland, marine water has come, no agriculture is possible. Wells which had sweet water just 15 to 20 years ago are all salt water right now. In Gujarat, every year they're losing some 500 square kilometers of land to marine water coming in. So if this happens, India will lose 1/3 of its land mass to marine water. That is, the substrata will be filled with salt water, you cannot use it for anything. So it's extremely important that substantial amount of river water flows into the ocean. Do not think of more exploitation, think of revitalization. See how to implement revitalization of land and water. Don't just think about how to exploit more, because you are not the only life who lives on this planet.
Wow, Sadhguruji, please stay on with us. I'm listening to all of them. The magnitude of it, even for me, is just sinking in, the task that we have as a people, as a country.
Yeah, I think it becomes all the more important to listen to these very noble and worthy words and start thinking more seriously, start sharing this information where we work, in the environment that we move around in, talk to our children, tell them what is going to happen in the years to come, and slowly inculcate in them some kind of a culture which goes along with the thinking of these very noble people. It is a massive problem. It's like, you know, a disaster that has already started to happen. And if we don't control it and watch it, what he's talking about, the landmass erosion, is so evident. I can talk from personal experience, you know. We used to go to shoot our films in Goa. We used to stay in this hotel at the Fort Aguada, and there was a lovely beach, and we used to, you know, go and spend our spare time there. And a couple of years back, I just happened to go back there. There's no beach left. It's come right up to the hotel. And slowly all this erosion is taking place. And it's very disheartening to see all this thing happening. So somewhere all of us have to start making and doing things to preserve the water systems.
सोलन है, जल रक्षा की ये जो मुहिम है, ये बिहेवियरल चेंज की हम बात कर रहे हैं, इसको हम सिंप्लीफाई कैसे कर सकते हैं? How can we take this message to the person on ground and explain to them very simply why they need to become a Jal Raksha?
Nearly 100% of our water source is monsoon. Monsoon and monsoon only. Only 4% is glacial water. Everything else is coming down from the skies. The water that comes down on this land must percolate this way, down, into our aquifers, into various other ways. It must go into the land. Right now it is running on the surface. It is running on the surface mainly because there is not enough vegetation. Only vegetation will make it go deeper inside. So if this has to happen, we must put India's land at least 1/3 under shade. whatever kind of trees, whatever kind of vegetation you grow, but it must be under shade. Only then it'll be organically rich and the roots will make sure the water percolates down. For this to happen right now, we have called for this Kaveri calling. Kaveri calling, the idea of Kaveri calling is a demonstrable model, a demonstratable model that will be a sample for everybody else. This is not only for India, this is a game changer for the whole tropical world if we successfully implement it. Farmers are willing, the two state governments want to give subsidy to help the farmers to shift.
True.
So these two things are in place. The
Right.
third thing is the larger society, you and me,
Yes.
especially the urban population. I'm just saying, even a beggar in Mumbai can plant one tree a month, 42 rupees.
Yes.
I think a beggar in Mumbai is rich enough to do that. If a beggar can plant one tree, how much should you do? This should be the question mark in your head. This is not about me, this is not about a media house, this is not about the government, this is generational work. We as a generation, are we a responsible generation or are we an irresponsible generation? This will be proved by how we act in the next few years, because the India's soil
Yes.
for a long time, you know, even today many farmers, before they step on their land, they bow down to the soil. But
Yes.
what have we done to this soil? The most fertile soil on the planet that you could find, unfortunately desertification is happening. Out of 160 million hectares of arable land, we have made 105 million into distressed soil. Distressed soil means there is not enough organic content. I'm repeating this again. The only and only way you can put back organic content into the soil is by the leaves of the trees and the animal waste.
Thank you so much, Sadhguruji. Big round of applause for all our guests who have joined us via link. They've taken some time out to speak to us.
ಕಾವೇರಿ ಹಾಡು. ಕಾವೇರಿ ತಾಯಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಮಡಿಲ ಮಗು ನಾನು, ಹಾಲ ಮೊಲೆಕೊಟ್ಟ ನಿನ್ನ ಕಡಿದು ಬಿಟ್ಟೆನು ನಾನು, ನನ್ನ ಬಾಳಿಗೂ ಮುಕ್ತಿಗೂ ಮಾರ್ಗವು ನೀನು, ನಿನ್ನ ಮಡಿಲಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳೆದವ ನಾನು, ತಾಯಿಯೇ ಒದೆದ ಮೂಡನು ನಾನು, ಕ್ಷಮಿಸಿರಿ ಈ ಮೂಡನ ಬಾಳು, ಇನ್ನೂ ಹುಟ್ಟದ ಮಗುವಿನ ಹಾಳು, ನನ್ನ ನಾಡಿಯ ರಕ್ತವೇ ನೀನು, ನನ್ನ ಜೀವವೇ ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸುವೆ ನಿನಗೆ ಕಾವೇರಿ ತಾಯಿ.
ಕಾವೇರಿ ತಾಯಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಮಡಿಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಾವು, ಕಾವೇರಿ ತಾಯಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಮಡಿಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಾವು, ಎದೆ ಹಾಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ನಿನ್ನ ಕಡಿದು ಬಿಟ್ಟೆವು ನಾವು, ಎದೆ ಹಾಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ನಿನ್ನ ಕಡಿದು ಬಿಟ್ಟೆವು ನಾವು. ಕಾವೇರಿ ತಾಯಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವವೇ ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸುವೆ.